So what is feminine attraction? Now the most obvious place to start is embodying creation. Clearly a woman wants to embody not just parts of creation, all of creation. She wants to be the lofty peaks of the mountains and she wants to be the pressurized depths of the ocean. She wants to be the storm and she wants to be the calm. The fullness of all creation in singular bodily form. And that's where all women strive for. They wear the clothes, they portray themselves in a certain way, the perfumes, the fragrances, to work towards embodying creation. But as every woman finds, if you follow that path, you get usually somewhere in the neighborhood of a few decades at most before the body cannot sustain that. So a wise woman presses deeper. She wants not only to embody, but to radiate, to have a vivid mental image of beauty, of radiance, of light, of glory, of fire and power in the mind. And that propagates powerful emotional expressions, living, coursing energies that flow through her body, fill the air around her with life and richness, and that actually extends the body's ability to express beauty and attraction. However, even this is not enough because eventually the body will die. Eventually the mind and the heart will fade into decay. So the real place for feminine attraction is in a woman being creation. You say, well, how can a woman be creation? Well, her soul is a spiritual creation and she deeply desires to be the Creator's creation. So the human soul, all human souls, were made to be the womb of God, the Creator's creation. And as a woman lives in that level of faith and deep spiritual union, the Creator comes to her, fills her, crafts her, makes her into an expression of spiritual attraction. Then she can turn to her mind, heart, and body and express that beauty that has been crafted upon her soul. So attraction is bodily radiance expressing the Creator's work upon a woman's soul. So we need to look at a little further here. Once a woman walks with the Creator, how does feminine attraction work? Well, every woman wants mass attention. She wants to arouse the eyes of everybody around her to look to her, and this is good. The problem is she doesn't know what to do once she has the attention. And that's what we need to look at. Attention makes a connection between the eyes of the viewer and the woman herself. Now that connection is important. It allows her to pour forth spiritual light, spiritual love, spiritual wonder into the viewer. So when she's arousing mass attention, she's really arousing connected ascension. She's trying to lift everybody around her up that's looking at her into her glorified light, because she knows she's walking with the Creator. The Creator has crafted her soul, and she wants to build a partnership of individuals that want to express her spiritual beauty. That's what she's trying to do. She wants to lift everybody up into an ascended understanding, awareness, feeling, experience of the Creator's work upon her. And she's really trying to propagate a new dimension, not the dimension. A woman doesn't want to make a utopia and replace the creation that's here. She wants to work with creation. She wants to work with all who look to her and build a more glorious expression of what's been done to her soul by the Creator. So creation looks at the woman in order to learn how to be more desirable. This is already happening, and a woman who walks with the Creator will even more commit to this path. She will say, Creation, look at me, and I will show you how to be more desirable. So why is feminine attraction good? Now in the fallen world, every woman eventually comes to the conclusion that being attractive is not good. And this is for a number of reasons, but one of the main is if you're attractive, you get used, misused, and abused. And that's correct. And there is no escaping that in this world. But that's also based on the understanding that the woman is simply her body. If the woman is simply her body, then yes, she will be abused by these stronger men in her life. She will be manipulated. She will be deceived if she's just simply her body. But a woman is not her body. She is a soul. So if she's a spiritual soul, she's humanly impossible to subdue. A man and a woman at the spiritual level, their souls are equals. They have equal strength, they have equal authority, they have equal position. You can't subdue an equal being. It doesn't work. Now, a man thinks if he has sex with a woman, he's subdued her. Well, he may have subdued her body to some degree or another, but he has not subdued her soul. That much is clear. She's a spiritual being. She's humanly impossible to subdue. She's also humanly impossible to fill. And women have infinite spiritual desires inside their soul, just like men do. Now, men experience this in a relationship because they want to try to portray themselves as the creator and the strong and have all the good, and they want to fill the woman, fill her with everything and make her life wondrous. But it doesn't work, does it? Because inside the woman, inside her soul, are infinite spiritual desires. The only one who can fill that potent level of desires is the creator. The woman's soul is humanly impossible to fill. And in addition to that, she's also humanly impossible to rule. And this makes women smile, because in the fall, in the Garden of Eden, the curse on the woman was to be ruled by the man. Now, to understand this a little clearly, you have to realize that when we fell in the Garden of Eden, our souls died. We fell into darkness, decay, and death. So technically speaking, after the fall, the woman is just her body. Her soul has no life in it. There's no spiritual life there. So if she's just her body, and there's just this other male body there, guess who's going to rule? The male body. He's got the strength, he's got the force, he can do what he wants, right? However, once the woman's soul has returned by faith to the Creator touches the soul, brings her soul to life, she is now an equal spiritual authority. She no longer can be ruled simply by the male body. Now, the male body may still be able to exert rule over her body, but not her soul. Her soul is beyond the rule of fleshly hands. So a woman's soul can only be touched by the Creator. And that's why attraction is good, because it comes from the soul, and then the woman only has to consider, do I trust the Creator? Do I want the Creator to take me and ravish me as He sees fit? Because no man can subdue, fill, or rule me. Only the infinite Creator can truly take me, my spiritual nature, as a soul. So then we need to think, who creates this attraction? Yes, it's crafted upon the soul, but who actually participates in bringing this forth? The first, most clearest sample is the undesirable woman. If a woman is desirable, she doesn't need the Creator. She's living in the delusion that she already has achieved perfect beauty and embodiment, and she doesn't need anybody else's help. Well, that woman is fine. Let her do her thing. A woman who truly wants to bring forth feminine attraction has to accept the truth she knows, that she's undesirable. Then you need, in desperation, the desirable Creator. And here's the union that brings forth all attraction. The desirable Creator comes, takes the woman's soul. It's a spiritual union. The Creator does not give thoughts, emotions, and actions. He gives spiritual transformation to her soul. And out of this union, the woman is crafted into someone who is beautiful. Then her mind, heart, and body can express that to the world. So the spiritual union between the undesirable woman of faith and the desirable Creator, that's where all attraction comes from. Now, there is a third individual who can play a role, and that's an unsuccessful man. Now, in the fallen world, all men try to portray that they're the Creator and they're the leader of all good and truth, and they can bring the woman into beauty, but that's not true. And we all find that out in one way or another. Now, an unsuccessful man is not someone who just sits there and whines and complains about how much of a failure he is. He recognizes he's undesirable. He recognizes his woman is undesirable. And then he says, let us go to the Creator. I will lead us to the Creator, the one who is desirable. And there he will make me into a successful man. He will make you into a desirable woman. And then we will express that to the world. So marital soul partners learn from and model the desirably successful Creator. And that is a very exciting way to live.